Hello, I'm Reza Rad from Radacat. In this video, which is the third video about Power BI aggregation and speeding up the performance of Power BI, I'm going to talk about the storage mode in Power BI, dual storage mode, what that is, how that makes a difference in the setup of the aggregation. Let's go and check it out. So in the previous videos, and I encourage you to go and watch them, I explained about two things. First, I explained what is Power BI aggregation, why do we need that. The main reason for that is that it speeds up the performance of your Power BI report, regardless if it is import, all import, or if it is direct query. The example I showed was a direct query example that we created an aggregated table which was import, but the same process can be done with fully import solution as well, which I have a separate video about that. So the first video was about the importance of the aggregation. The second video, I've explained that how we can create that aggregated table. And I explained in three different ways. I explained that we can create that aggregated table in Power Query using group by transformation. We can do that in DAX using group by or summarize any of the DAX functions like that. We can also do that back in your database using tsql, group by commands, or any of those. So that is the second video I explained. It doesn't matter how you create the aggregated table. As long as you create the aggregated table, you set it as import mode, then this would be the next stage, which is this video I'm going to talk about. And in this video, we are going to talk about dual storage mode. So this is the first video of the year 2025, and we are going to talk about that. So how that is working. Let me switch to my screen and I'll show you how this setup works. So here, as you can see, I have a Power BI solution, that sample solution that you probably are familiar with from the previous video. In this sample solution, I have a fact table, which is a direct query mode. If I zoom in, you can see with this. So let me zoom in like here. You see this is a direct query mode fact table, and my aggregated table, which is this sales ag table, is import. This is that aggregated table that I showed how we can create in the previous video, and you can go and check it out. It doesn't matter how you create it. It is just created in any of those methods, DAX, Power Query, SQL, any of those methods. Now, the thing about this is that this table is quite obvious. It is an imported table. This table is quite obvious. It's a direct query table. Meaning that this table does not exist in Power BI as a copy, it only exists in the source. But what about the other tables? When I hover on them, you see that they have a storage mode showing dual. That dual storage mode is what I'm going to talk about right now. And you see that a stripe on the top of these tables. When you see them in Power BI service in the website, that stripe might be blue stripe. In my desktop version at the moment, it shows it as a black stripe. It doesn't matter the color. The main thing is that it is a stripe compared to this one, which is like a solid color. This is direct query, or this one with no color, in this case, is import. So this stripe, meaning dual, what that means. Let's talk about that storage mode in general. So there are three storage modes when I select a table. So if I select any of these tables, and then to see the storage mode, you'll need to go to, I'm in the model tab or model view. In the properties, I'll go to advanced section, and here is the place that we can see the storage mode. And there are three storage modes, as I said, dual, import, direct query. Import is a scenario that we import the data. Like, for example, in aggregated table example, this table, the data of that is imported because it's a smaller table. I want that to be fully imported. When it is imported, it means that Power BI will create a copy of data from that source of that table into the Power BI's storage, which is file storage, and then it expands in the memory. It paginates through memory and the file, but it is in the Power BI's storage layer. Whereas in direct query situation, the direct query example in this case is the fact internet sales table. When it is a storage mode direct query, it means that the data is not copied from the source into Power BI storage. It is kept in that source. Power BI will only keep metadata, table names, column name, the structure of the columns, like their data types, things like that. But the actual data is in the source. And anytime we see a visualization, that visualization will generate a SQL code. It will send it to that source, and the result comes back. In this case, the source would be, let's say, SQL Server database or anything. The result comes back from there. That is direct query. So import and direct query are not a strange storage mode. They are kind of understandable. But what is dual storage mode? So let's talk about dual when within the context of import or direct query. Let's go through this example. Here, you can see that I have two tables. Simple example. And these two tables, as you can see, if I zoom in a little bit, these two tables, there's a aggregated table and there's a date table. Aggregated table is an import table. Data of that is imported in the Power BI's storage layer. So whenever we want to query that data, there is no sending SQL code to the data source. The result comes back. The dimensions that are connected to this better to be imported as well, because in that case, imagine if my aggregated table, which is where the main data is imported, but then my dimensions are direct query. Dimensions are such a small data, and because of that dimension, we have to send the data to we have to send the query to the data source, and the result comes back. It doesn't really make sense. So in those cases, we want the dimensions also to be imported, because then both tables are imported, so then there is no need to send the SQL code to the data source and the result comes back. So when a dimension table is connected to an imported fact table, we want it to be import storage mode. Another situation is this. In this scenario, I have date table connected to the fact internet sales, and fact internet sales is a direct query table. In this scenario, I want the dimension to be a direct query dimension, because when I send that SQL code, I don't want to have part of the data within that SQL code as like a big SQL query to be sent. I want these two tables combined in a SQL select query or something like that, generated by the Power BI visuals, sent to the data source. The result comes back. It would be much more efficient when this table is also direct query. So the same dimension, when we look at this situation, the same dimension, dim date, when connected to an aggregated table, which is import, we want it to act import. When it is connected to a non-aggregated table, which is direct query, we want this dimension table to act like direct query. Same table, in some situation act like import, in some situation act like direct query. This is what we call as a dual storage mode, and that is what this dual storage mode is. So the dual storage mode is automatically switching between import and direct query, and we only set that to dual for the dimension tables or any tables that is connected to an import and direct query at the same time, not if it is connected only to one of these. So if I look at my entire model again, you can see that here, for example, my fact internet sales is an import, is a direct query table, and the dim promotion connected to that is also a direct query. I don't need dual storage mode for that. Or dim product connected to that is direct query. I don't need dual storage mode for that. On the other hand side, something like dim date, which is connected to both ag table, which is import, and fact internet sales, which is direct query. So this date table then needs to be dual storage mode. Same for dim customer, same for dim product subcategory. And when you set that, then Power BI automatically creates a copy of the data of that table in Power BI storage, and another copy is, of course, in the direct query source. Whenever in a visual a SQL code is generated, because the aggregated table doesn't cover that, it would generate a proper SQL code because it acts like direct query. Whenever it is answering through the import table, then there is no need to send SQL code. The imported data will be used. And the time that imported, the instance of imported for these would be generated whenever your Power BI dataset or semantic model gets refreshed. When you set dual storage mode for a table, any other table that has a one-to-many relationship to that would also automatically get dual storage mode. You see here, for example, although dim geography is not connected directly to the aggregated table or fact table, it is through one-to-many relationship to the customer table. That is why it automatically set to dual storage mode. So when you go and in your modeling, when you go and set the customer storage mode to be dual, it automatically pops up with a message saying that we also identify that this table, like dim geography, would also need to be dual storage mode, and that is why it is doing that. Same thing happens here between the product subcategory and the product category. One-to-many relationship, so this would be dual as well. But one-to-many, not many-to-one. For example, dim product here wouldn't be in the direction that the filter propagates, actually. So that is the dual storage mode. That is a really important setup for your aggregation. The next setup after your aggregation would be managing the aggregation, what we call as aggregation awareness in Power BI. You set that, and then after that we can test and see how the whole aggregation works, which I'll show you that in another video. I hope you liked this video, and if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear more about your implementation as well. If you like this video, go ahead and subscribe into our YouTube channel. We have weekly videos on Power BI and Microsoft Fabric. Have a good rest of your 2025 year. Until the next video, bye.